I want to shift topics and bring up cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin specifically. I know you have commented on past webcasts about Bitcoin. We saw Bitcoin drop, I think it was something like 10% because of an Elon Musk tweet that came out yesterday about no longer accepting Bitcoin for payments of Teslas. You saw the news, but they'll keep it on their balance sheets. What do you make of what's been going on in the Bitcoin space?
The Bitcoin and the other cryptos have clearly been objects of speculation. And it had a lot to do, again, with the government money. I mean, remember the GameStop thing that happened too? All these things. A lot of people are just playing with this funny money. And when you give people money that don't need it, which unfortunately we've been doing a lot, they feel like they're playing with the house's money. So it actually does resemble a casino to them psychologically. Bitcoin, I thought, was really low at the beginning of 2020. I was really bullish on it. I went so far as to say I think it's going to go to 15,000 when it was at 4,000. And I looked like an idiot by the summer because it was still languishing at around 5,000 or so. But then all of a sudden it blew right through 15,000. And then all of a sudden it was 23,000. And that's when I turned neutral on it, too early, obviously, because it's now double that, and it was nearly triple that. But it's moving around like crazy. This is all based upon speculative fever. It's almost like every era of really highly valued markets, after they've run a lot, has some sort of a poster child, if you will. You know, it was like some of the crazy .coms that had no revenue that were coming to market very successfully in the year 1999. Here, I think it's really these cryptos. And what I think is most interesting presently about Bitcoin is what you just alluded to, in that it's peaked. Now, maybe it's only temporary, that peak. But when you're looking at a speculative fervor, I look for the poster child to roll over last. And so these things are, the NASDAQ is underperforming the S&P 500, and it has been for a while now. It's this year to date, excluding today, because I didn't get the final prints, the NASDAQ was only up 2%, and the Dow Jones was up double digit. And so that's another sign that some of the speculative fervor might be in the process of dissipating, because for the longest time, the Super 6, which powers the NASDAQ, were tremendously outperforming everything else, and they just aren't anymore. So I always look for things that are sustained trends that get out of hand, and then quietly, without a lot of people talking about it, they roll over. And it's a sign that risk could be increasing. And I'm feeling that the market's more at risk now than it was, thanks to the higher interest rates. Interest rates, I think if we take out the highs on the 30-year, which was around 2.5 or 2.55, I can't remember which, but we're at 2.4 today. So we're one really bad day away from going to a new high yield on the 30-year. I think that's something to watch out for as a risk factor.